WITSON.
Today I'm just going to show you today's install, which is on a Renault Master. It is a bit of an older car, I think it's around a 2007 year of age. The good thing is with these systems, because well, there's not much for the dashers, to be honest with you, in terms of singled in units. Only reason being is obviously you do get a singled in radio behind here, but you can put one of these ones here. The good things about these systems here, they do tend to cater for cars which have got overhanging dashes. So as you can see, this part here is a little bit overhanging, and also you'll find that on like the Catos and stuff like that. Reason being is obviously because you can tilt this forward and tilt it back. It's on a little motorised mechanism at the back of it, so obviously this is why it's good for these type of dashes here. Customer's gone for the 8950 model, which is the 1-in 10-inch screen. You can go a little bit smaller, which is 9-inch, which is neither here nor there, to be honest with you. It's got an 8-core processor, this one. You can get them a little bit cheaper for the 4-core, but we always advise if you're only going to be using the likes of streaming apps and likes of radio, FM, AM, the 4-cores are fine, totally fine. If you're going to be start using them for like a lot of Google Maps, YouTube, Netflix, all that type of stuff, which need a bit of oomph in the processor, so we do always recommend going for an 8-core one all day long, and that way it just makes sure that it's fast and responsive. And if you go for the 4-core and you're signing into Netflix and stuff like that, it does use a bit of memory on there, so it can be a little bit slow signing in. But as I say, this is an 8-core one today. This is the home page. You can change this if you want. It does has an online skin app changer. So this app down here, I haven't given an internet connection, but obviously if you give it an internet connection, you can go onto the online theme center, which allows you to customize and change the home page here. Also, you can download apps like Gammons, Car Launcher, and Car Guru and stuff like that on the Play Store. That'll obviously give you customization on the home screen too. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of a rundown of what the system got. This is your FM AM radio.
Just a phone call left unanswered, and he's sparking up these cigarettes.
Also, you can do it by the touchscreen too, like that. So that's basically the radio station FM AM. It does have RDS on there, which you can see hits Liverpool's on there at the moment. We haven't done a good tune on this at the moment, but it does have RDS and shows the station names on there. Going back to the home page here, this one here is your Bluetooth, so obviously you can connect your phone through there. It does have full phone book support, so it works totally fine with iPhones and Android phones, should I say. Don't make the misconception that if you've got an Android phone and this particular system being Android that you can't pair them. It's totally wrong. Android's just the operating system where you download apps to, so totally fine for Apple. So don't worry about that one. Let me go back on here. This is your navigation here. So let me have a look what's on there. Okay, so this is the first time of use. You can put any app on there what you want. So these are just the apps that are being onto the firmware, but you can go and download Waze, Copilot, YouTube, or not YouTube, Google Maps, all that type of stuff. They'll go into here, and then obviously you'll assign it to that home page app there. This is your application center here, so obviously this is where all your apps go into the preset onto the firmware. It'll all go into here. So you've got like the theme here, which I showed you just a short while ago. You've got the APK installer, so if you want to install any third-party apps from a USB pen, you can do that. So a lot of people like to put the IPTV on there, so as you know, you can't get that from the Google Play Store, so you can get it from the downloader app. So you can put apps on there which you obviously can't do through Google Play. Okay, CarMate. So this here is basically a new app that's been installed onto the system, and so what this allows you to do is let me have a little look at this. I need to sign into it, to be honest with you, to give you a bit more details, but there's a little bit of information on which actually we're going to do a separate app to this video, to this one here, because there's a lot more to it than what I can show in the video. But I'll show you that in another video. This Do Fun Play has also been added here. So these are applications that will all be on the system. So if you've got like a CarPlay app on there, it's an online app, so obviously it does need an internet connection. So if you have these likes of apps on here, you can any new updates on the app that's built into the system, you can go into there and update them. So if you, for example, this one here, which is your CarPlay and Android Auto one, if the manufacturers come out with an update on there, you basically simply sign into here, so to give it an internet connection, go into here, and there'll be an update symbol there, so you can keep all your apps up to date through there instead of asking ourselves. Settings, okay, so this will just give you the back-end Android settings. If you're familiar with it, if you know, you know. just settings which you can change around on the system. So I'll just show you some information on here. Let's have a little look. Show temperature, air conditioning display, door display. Here's your reverse options here. Voice for speech, software selection, personal, system, factory. So that's the password. We have the password, which we're quite happy to delve into and give it to you if you ask. There's not normally, you don't need to go into that one there. So okay, let's just go back into here. Weather app, obviously self-explanatory. Aux. So that's for basically if you want to add any TV boxes to it, or you can put a front viewing camera on the front if you want and go in through there. So it's like a manual switch for the aux in. A lot of people are asking about that lately. Okay, there's your Bluetooth, boot animation, Chrome, which is obviously a browser. DAB radio, this is optional if you want to add it. So obviously you can add the offline DAB for $39.99, but again you can just download one from the Play Store if you want an online one. DSP, okay, this is the sound processor chip that's built into it. As you can see, it's quite a lot to this app here. If you were basically involved in speaker upgrades and stuff like that, and you know your sound and stuff, then obviously you can have a little play around there. Google's a browser, GPS Test Plus, that just tests the GPS antenna of the product. Make sure you get that there. Okay, music, if you want to put your music onto a pen drive, your albums, if you're old fashioned, plug it into one of the USB cables of the system. You can play all your albums through there. There's your Play Store app there. So obviously if you got an email address and password for the Google Play Store, you can simply download log into there and download. Again, you can just go online and just register. You don't have to put your card details in, nothing like that. There's your radio, which we showed you before. Steering wheel control setup. Again, some cars don't have that, but some cars do, which you can obviously program your steering wheel, but there's a little bit more to that. So obviously just make sure, if you're interested, and make sure that your steering wheel controls work with our system, always get in touch with us first. Give us your make and model and year car. I'm going to go through a few steps with you and a few questions just to make sure everything's alright on that department. This T-Link here, okay, so this is the CarPlay Android Auto app. I've got my iPhone connected to it today, so this what you're seeing now is CarPlay. If you're not familiar with it, it brings quite a lot of majority of apps from your phone and puts it all into one roof. It can't do any movie streaming apps and stuff like that. It's not the software for that, but it can bring your phone calls, your text messaging, your maps, all your music apps into this one app here, so it keeps it all under the one roof. So if I get a phone call now, it'll come in through this app here. If I get a text message, it'll come through this one here. Alternatively, you get WhatsApp messages that'll come through here. There's another one which is a Chinese app which we use for our suppliers. My SoundCloud's on there, my digital radio's on there, my Google Maps is on there. So this is basically what's on my phone. So that's the Google Maps there. I'll just show you Apple Maps to show you what that looks like. There's your Apple Maps there. So just be wary and mindful that this app works on your phone signal. So providing you've got a good phone signal in your area, you'll always get decent signal on this particular one. If you do drop your phone signal in, you get 3G, low 4G, then obviously it's going to be detrimental to the signal. Let me just go back to here. As you can see, it's nice, swift and responsive. That's what you'll always get with an 8-core processor. So you got your SoundCloud there if you want to listen to any tunes. Let's have a little look there. So obviously last played. See, it's a little bit slow because it's just loading up at the moment. It's first time use. Okay, so if I go back to me, there's my digital radio app that's on my phone. So as I say, you don't really need to add the $39.99 digital radio. You can just basically put it to your phone and play it through the CarPlay, the Android Auto app. So there's my digital radio. And what else can I show you on here? That's it. Yep, okay. There's BBC sounds and also if you're interested in BBC. Okay, so I'll just bring it to an end today, guys.
WITSON